Hey guys, Mr. Mack here. I'm going to do these three algebraic problems here in our 1.6, 1.8 review for you. The other solutions I've posted as an image, but I thought maybe it'd be helpful if I took you through my thought process on some of these. So write an equation and find the values of the variables. Drawing's not to scale. Okay, so we have a line here and a ray coming off that line. So we know that these two angles are supplementary, and in fact they're not just supplementary, but they are a linear. So let's write linear pair. Technically linear pair, and it means that the angles are adjacent and supplementary. So give you the whole thing, and let's make that red. Okay, so that classifying these angles here. So if they're supplementary, that means that the sum of the angles is 180. So let's write an equation here. We got 3x plus 15, this angle right here, plus 2x plus 25, this angle here, is equal to 180. Alright, so now we're solving for the value of the variables. Let's add like terms. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And then I've got 15 plus 25 is 40. Equals 180. Let's subtract 40 from both sides. And then we're going to divide by 5. Bring down the 0. 5 goes into 48 times. So my answer, x, equals 28. Let's put that back into the equation and check it. So this one right here, we got 3, whoops, not yellow, 3, substitute 28 in for x, plus 15. And this one here would be 2 times 28 plus 25. So 3, let's do 28 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And then we're going to add 15 to that. That's 99. So this angle is 99 degrees. And then this one, 2 times 28 56, and we're going to add 25 to that. It's 81. And 99 plus 81 equals 180. Okay? This next one right here. Okay, so these x angles, or these angles have x terms in them. These are vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Okay, and then this right angle right here tells us that these two angles are complementary. So complementary angles are angles have a sum of 90 degrees. Okay. What's that going to look like if I open it up? Yeah, that's good. Let's do green, maybe, and I don't know. So let's do, we can write two equations here. However, this first one, I would have x's and y's in it. So I can't solve one equation if I have two different variables. So let's see if we can do the vertical angles first. I know that 10x plus 1 is going to be equal to 3x plus 50. So let's solve for x. I'm going to subtract 10x over here. Oh no, let's subtract the 3x, sorry. Bring the, to keep it positive. 3x, subtract 3x here. I get 7x plus 1 equals 50. Subtract 1. 7x equals 49. Divide by 7. X equals 7. Okay. Let's plug 7 in here. 10 times 7 plus 1 is 71. 3 times 7 is 21, plus 50 is 71. Okay, so these both are congruent. We checked that. Now let's do the complementary equation. So I know that 71 plus this angle should be 90. So I could say 2y plus 9 plus 71 equals 90. Let's add the 9 and the 71. That'd be 2y plus 80 equals 90. Let's subtract 80 from both sides. 2y equals 10. Y, so divide 5. Y, sorry, divide 2, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Divide 2, y is 5. Kind of squished it in there. Okay, that's done. Let's see, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 9 is 19. And 71 plus 19 degrees is 90. Last one. Okay, use factoring to solve for the variables. Okay, so here we have another pair of vertical angles. Okay, vertical angles are congruent. And so I'm going to set x squared minus 38x equal to 80. Okay, so this is a quadratic. We have a power of 2 here, and here we have a power of 1. So we need to put this in standard form. So standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So I already have the x squared term first. I have the x term next. This constant term, c, I need to bring this over to the left, so I'm going to subtract it. So I got x squared minus 38x and then minus 80. So I just subtracted it, equals 0. Okay, so now I'm going to factor this quadratic here. And I need to find, I know that the first term in the binomial here has got to get me x squared. So it's going to be x and x. And I know that I need to find the factors of the c term here. Factors of negative 80. And they're going to add to the b term, which is negative 38. So factors of negative 80 that add to negative 38. So the negative, it's a negative number, so I know my bigger number has to be negative. So for instance, I could do 1 and negative 80, but that adds to negative 79. So those factors didn't work. I could do 2 and negative 40. I'm just kind of counting here. I'm going 1, 2. My next one I would check would be 4, and then maybe 5. So 2, negative 40, that adds to negative 38. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. So I can stop right there. I know these are my two pairs. So x plus 2 and x minus 40. Now we're going to use the multiplicative property of 0, which means anything times 0 is 0. So what value makes this whole quantity 0? What value makes this whole quantity 0? So let's just set the whole quantity. I don't need the parentheses. Let me take the parentheses off. Let's just set the whole quantity equal to 0. I did it again. X plus 2 equals 0, and then x minus 40 equals 0. So when I solve for x here, I get x equals negative 2. And I solve for x here, I get x equals 40. So if I put in negative 2 in here, I get negative 2 squared minus 38 times negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 38 times negative 2 is plus 76. And I get 80. So that worked. So this is a good solution. If I put 40 in, I get 40 squared minus 38 times 40. Okay, so 40 squared is 1600. Right, 4 squared is 16, and then I have two zeros. And then 38 times 40 is, well, I guess I'll just do it by hand here. Okay, 0, 0. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 3 is 12. 13, 14, 15 is 1520. So this would be minus 1520. 1600 minus 1520 is 80. So that worked too. So both of these solutions are good solutions, and we've solved the problem. Okay? This part we're going to continue to work more on Monday. Hope that makes sense, or our next class. So my time I'm making this video, it's Monday. All right, everybody. Hope that makes sense. Check you later.